Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. We are a quarter of the way now through the first 2016 season of Thotimx Racing. And it's on to the Black Sea. Got a couple things to deal with before that. Check the mail as always. And yep, 43 hours. Eurosport, Jonathan Edwards. What are my main worries at the moment? Upgrading the HQ, I'm thinking long term. And our chairman likes that attitude. He's now perfectly happy with us. Pit crew review, 14.5 seconds. A second slower. But we did take the safe route due to our worn out pit crew. And yeah, okay, DuPont wins in Rio. So, oh, there's one more. Yeah, so our new engine is finished. So I definitely want to get in and design a new one. And if we take a look at if we did finish up the improvements here. Now if I go into design, that doesn't actually improve my base. You can see 52 from base. So I think that what it's using is it stores the top performance value for each part type at the beginning of the season. Improving them now doesn't help me design a better part this year. It helped me design a better part next year, which makes sense, but that just sort of is confirmation of how that works. And so I'm going to walk away from that and go to another engine. Now there's something going on here which I think is a bug. Does this really add no time or cost? Yes. So that would be nice. It only helps during the race, though. So I still think I'm going to leave that alone. But if we do this one here, it adds 5 days, which takes us up to 11.9. That's what we'd expect. And if we add this one, we'd expect it to go up 14 days, 25.9. Yep. And if we add this one, it only goes up 4 days, when it should be going up 16. And I'm not sure why. I think the ones that have the build time added might be bugged. Like they might not be interacting quite right with the fire mod. That's my guess. But I'm going to take advantage of that bug and just go like this. So I still want to get the the max engine, but since it's not the 42 days that I thought it would be, since it's only 30, I think I'm going to have time to get 2 of them. So I'm definitely going to do that. And you can see our performance there would be very nice, up to almost 200. And it's going to take quite a while. But I want to bite the bullet and get that now. So let's go ahead and do that. 1.2 million. And then we'll need to build another one afterward. Now we can see with the ones we already have, our engine is still last. But you can see it's way up from where it was earlier in the year, and it's getting closer. And these are up due to the improvements, small improvements we made, but they're still worse. So basically what this is telling us, and again with these arrows up here all towards the top for the median level, that's telling us, look, your car is better than it was, but you've got a long ways to go yet to catch the average level. But I do think that we're probably going to be successful here in closing the gap. I'll have to wait and see whether that's actually the case. There's our car repair. And Tiago Montero, the driver, thinking about leaving. So why don't we add him to the scout? Car repair finished. Okay. So let's take a look at the Black Sea, which is going to be suspension first, then top speed and acceleration. And none of these parts are going to be useful immediately. Let's see the spoiler, because I'm planning on getting, I've got above 80% on all the key parts, and then I'm planning on getting new brakes and new spoilers. So I don't think I should work on those. I think I should spend the effort on the engines. Let's see if I put these in there. I'm probably going to want to get both of them. The thing about this is, can I get either one of these ready for the next race? Because our next engine's going to come off the line, and then we're going to want to work on that in a month. So let's take a look at the calendar. And if we look at now, like it's 5:10, it's going to be about 6:09. So I'm going to be working on that then. That's before Ardennes. So I really am just looking at this race right now. Can I get any of these engines working? And this one, 12 days after race, I don't think I can get it up to 80%. So what I think I want to do then is, well, if we switch, we're going to switch you over there because you're the one who has actual skill. Probably want to work on this one because the idea being that there'll still be some time after the race before we get that next part, and we'll probably be able to get this up to where we could throw that in a car for Ardennes. So that's what I'm going to go with for my approach. And it really doesn't do me any good to put anything in here because you're not going to improve it. It's not going to go anywhere because you have no ability and you have no staff. So checking back in with our HQ, about 10 weeks there. So we're probably looking at late July, something like that. And yeah, we're actually 9th in design, 9th in factory. Performance, staff, says we're worst on grid, but we're actually 10th. So that's a bit of a conflict, 9th. So now let's take a look at our pit crew before we get too much into anything else. And this is the main change I want to make for this point. I'm comfortable enough with where we're at that I think I know what I want to do with this. And basically I want to upgrade our pit crew as much as I possibly can. The reason being that we're going to be improving our parts, but we're working on the engine. It's going to take a little bit of time. And to make sure that we're getting the best sponsor bonuses, the relative expense of this is not high. Like if we fill out our roster with a bunch more drivers, it's going to cost us maybe 40 or 50 grand a race, whereas our sponsor bonus is about 200 grand. And so, like, even if it helps us get the sponsor bonus one more time every few races, we've broken even. And we can see that, let's see, which is, that's one we're using. We're going to be there for at least 3 more races. And as the other teams improve what they're doing, I would really like to be able to continue to make sure we're getting that. And I think this is the best way, and it's a cost-effective way. Another thing is, I don't really care about the fixing, because we're not doing a bunch of repairing parts during races. I don't think that's going to be that significant outside of the endurance series. So what I want to do is focus on tires for these guys and basically not care what their fixing rate is, and front and rear jack here. Also, looking at the stamina, we've looked at this before, but pretty much anybody who's below 70, I want to get out of there. Like you say, Dixon here down at 47, he's got a really high risk of, making mistakes. 71 is Velton. That's below 1%. It's about as low as I want to go. And then Cranky, like anybody who's like 90 or above, is going to not make any mistakes at all. Pretty much. It zeroes out the percent chance. So there's only probably a fractional percent chance, but very, very low. Okay. So what I'm looking at doing is trying to get a good pairing. Like I want to have 2 decent front jack people, 2 decent rear jack people. Refueling doesn't matter in this competition. And then I want to have 8, at least 6 to 8, depending on their stamina again, decent tire people. So take a look at who we've got in the hiring. And if we look at our little tooltip here, they give you a recommendation: reject applicants you have no intention of hiring. This frees up a slot for a different applicant. And we have 1 to 1.5 basically star people here. I think that's based on our team's reputation. Like as your reputation goes up playing higher series, you'll get a higher level caliber of people. So This guy here, Avellino, looks like a real star to me. 8 on the front jack, 9 on the rear jack. So I'm going to hire them. And only 75 stamina, which means he'll only be able to be out there every other race. But I think he's worth it. And it's 6,000 per race for them. A little bit less for the lower quality ones. And it costs 20k for each of these to get them in. But if we take a look at what we're doing here, like we're going to want to take both of those off. So for the moment, let's put you on the rear jack spot. There we go. And, okay, and your mistake chance, again, is going to be low, but it's there because you just are somebody who has low fatigue or stamina, depending on how you look at it. And our pit time improved to 12.49. We're still 11th. Okay, so I just want to keep doing this and cycle people out. We definitely need somebody better on the rear jack, and right now, the best person that I could put up there, I mean, there's the 6 here, but from our bench people is 4 with Cranky, so hopefully I've got somebody better than that. Who do we have on the rear jack? And yeah, it's only 71 again, but we've got Hackbarth here, and also, not only do we have a good rear jack, above average anyway, but we've got an 8 on the tires. So despite the low stamina, again, I want to take Hackbarth. There we go. And I'm not going to find anybody better, so you go on to the front jack for the moment. There we go. Now, Velton would be an improvement on the tires. And I think I messed this up. Yeah, I wanted you on the rear. I wanted you on the rear. And then Avellino's only an 8 up there, but still, that's better than where we were. Okay, so 12.56, and we're still 11th. And we've got some more tired people to get out. I need some better tires, pit crew people. And look at this, 100 for Peter. So he'd be able to be out there most races. Good value for that. Not going to be much on the jack side of it, but obviously that 8 on tire is very strong. We're definitely going to take you. And he could probably do, 2 on, 1 off type of thing for a little while until your race or your fatigue gets down. So let's see. Let's switch you out here. And surprisingly, that didn't improve our average pit time at all, but it did give us up to 10th. So that's strange. And it might be just because like these other 2 are so weak. You can see we don't have a lot there. What else do we have in tires? And not much. And you're just Drek except for fixing. So I'm just going to get rid of you. See, Noya's 7 on the front jack. Avellino kind of switches between the 2. Hackbarth's a rear jack. I don't know if I want Noya's, but I wouldn't use him for this race. So I'm going to leave him sort of on the list. 0, 4, and 4. Yeah, I don't see a use for Jay Gratchik, so we're going to reject you. And as lame as it is, we actually... see, the 2 on the tires is as good as we're going to get right now. So we actually could use you for that. But, oh, what the heck, I'll bite the bullet and do it. I can always be getting rid of some of these people eventually, which I probably will do. So you swap here. We need to get White out of there. We don't have... I'm going to have to put Cranky in. I don't really have another option. So we really got some tired people on the tires. It's down to 12.61, still 10th. Now, is there anybody here that's just useless? I find a hard time we're going to have a use for you. So I'm going to fire Bode, and just that way I don't have to pay you. Not much use for you, but you do have a 2 on the tires, and that's enough to keep you around for now. because I need to make sure I can get some better tires people in. We've got everybody that's reasonably energetic, though, out there. Dixon, 3 on the tires. Want to keep you. White's got a 2. And Zamora, decent fill-in on either jack spot. And, so yeah, I think I want to, for the moment, keep all of those. And I'm definitely hoping to get some more hires in over the future. But I want to keep building our depth here. We did slightly improve ourselves, 12.61 and 10th position up from 11th. But I want to keep sort of leveling up the pit crew as much as I can. Okay, so on to the rest of our preparation. I don't think we can really do anything other than we want to keep the reliability going on that engine. Okay, so let's take a look at some of our scouting. Got more coming. And let's see, Bruna Tomaselli, low quality, doesn't have a huge amount of potential. Adaptability is good, focus is bad. Almost a 3-star, and you're calling this a low quality one? I don't think so. Really good at qualifying and practice. That's worth something. 61% marketability I can live with. Yeah, and again, that's probably a little bit rich for us. We haven't really found anybody in the range that I'm looking for, but we have lots more coming, so hopefully that will happen eventually. Let's just take a quick look at how we're doing with the reliability. Okay, it's up to 47%. And, with only a few days left, clearly it's not going to be high enough for us to use it yet. But for the next race, hopefully we will get there. And Michael Wainwright is our latest guy who just wants a job. Nope, don't do that. Scout him first. 42, probably not likely to be a good prospect, but 56 laps, 2 miles. Lap record is just over a minute, so lots of laps, fairly short track. All of the crucial parts are spec, so like the first race, could be pretty close. Soft and medium. You're just going to have to wait. And we have Katie Munnings, average driver. Good at cornering, bad at feedback. Solid 3-star. Young driver, 70%. Yeah, you're too expensive. Still looking for somebody to hit that sweet spot. Okay, Sebastian Loeb at the top of the team standings. Need to keep second place in check over Mulsanne. Robert Huff is delighted how the start of the season has gone. It's been brilliant so far. Confidence in the team is sky high. And yet they're expected to struggle because of Black Sea. Arturo could present himself better when interacting with the press. We're going to spend $1 million and add the media trained deal to it. And I'm going to say no. Because we're probably not going to have him around after this year. And it's time to head off to the Black Sea. And up to 58%. Okay, so not that far to go until we're ready to use it in a race, but we really can't do it yet. Okay, so we're back, of course, with Barbados as our sponsor. And assuming that we get the last place bonus again, we should have a nice positive result there. Pick 23rd and 24th as always. No change there at all. Very high tire wear on this one, medium fuel burn. And we got softs and mediums, but with the temperature, we're definitely probably looking at mediums on this track. So maybe we can do 2 sets of mediums and get 1 stop in. Okay, and all our drivers pretty even now. I'm just going to go with Casino and Lehane here for our practice this time. Brillhart can sort of sit this one out, simply because I'm not trying to develop her. If I was trying to develop her long term, I wouldn't do that, but we are not really in that situation. Weather is expecting to stay dry. And let's see. Okay, so 56 laps. Casino's not going to make it on those. But we should be able to make it with Lehane. So Casino will have to do 2 stops, it looks like, and Lehane 1, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. I definitely want to both start them out on medium, hit that race trim as well as we can, and with a short track, hopefully, we can do pretty well with that. I think we'll go about there to start. As usual, drivers picking much different preferences. Those two do tend to become a little bit closer together once we get out on the track. Race trim. Off we go. .9 and 7, so good form to start here. Of course, you can see this is the short version of the Black Sea, as we've noticed before, cutting off a big section of it. It kind of almost looks like a boomerang. Mix of medium and soft tires for the various drivers. With a track this short, I'd expect to see lots of traffic during the race this weekend. Some drivers getting lapped, all kinds of fun stuff. Casino liking the speed balance. And Lehane liking the handling. So there's some good things in our setup early on. There we go, almost 126, about 20 seconds off the pace. So if we figure laps at about 1:30 during the race, we're probably looking at, as with most races, close to an hour and a half. And of course, almost double time the actual speed that the race goes by in the game, but nonetheless. And you see, of course, we are at the bottom of the pack here again. All of that very much expected, especially since a lot of these using soft tires. See if our slightly improved and, more importantly, rested pit crew to make fewer mistakes comes into play here. I should be able to use balanced as opposed to the safe method. So Lehane wants more weight in the front, and Casino's like, you know what? We need a harder suspension. Still 81%, pretty good first try. Try about there. I can't push the weight any farther forward. You know, I'm wondering if this is really what they're going to want, but we got to go with it. So let's switch the speed a little bit more that way. You know what? Let's make it that way just because... Yeah. Let's give that a try. And here comes Lehane in. Not liking the weight. Let's push that back as far as we can. Yeah, I'm going to try that. We're really bumping up against moving these things as far as I'm able to, and I want to get another reading from both drivers before I really go crazy with the changes. Meanwhile, we have hit level 1. I think we're just about going to hit level 3 of the medium tires. And also the race trim. We're going to have to rely on Lehane here because Casino is going to need to make the extra stop. Go and roll this along a little more. Casino's form also dropping. Well, now it's going back up. Well, Lehane was doing good, and Lehane likes the changes. Good, good, good. So does Casino. Don't like the speed. Okay, why don't you come in and we'll just take a look at what you've got then. Does look like we're going to hit level 2 and possibly get one of the qualifying in, but if we don't, not going to worry about it. And we basically are just as good as we were overall. Okay, so we went from poor to okay. So I definitely want to get more down that way, except I can't. The ballast doesn't go that way anymore. We were good. Good. And let's see. Let me just make sure how that would work. Like, I can't get the ballast to where they want it. Like, I can't get it any lower. So we'll try this and see what that does to our handling. And then good. And okay, so I definitely want more acceleration. So let's try that. Bring back the handling just a hair. Yeah, let's just see what that does. And Casino will be coming in. You can see in the times, both of us still well off the pace. Perfect gear ratios, handling much better now. Alright. And I'm going to leave Lehane out there to get the rest of this and switch over to qualifying. On the soft tires. See if we can do anything there. We're up to 86%. Good and good. And we need to get it lower. Okay, we are poor and great on the handling. More acceleration here as well. Again, I can't hammer that any lower. So let me try that and see if that's, you know, like better or worse. More acceleration. Because if I do the tires like that, then I can bring this in. What I really want to do is get it like down that way. And okay, so I want the tires the other way. Try that, and I can always go more in that direction. Yeah, see, that's hitting the acceleration more is pushing this out further, but alright, let's try that. It's gonna be a long stop due to messing with all of the tire camber stuff. Casino likes the speed better. It's Good. Lahane loving the handling. So I don't think that we're going to hit the right setup because we just can't get enough weight to where they would like it. Only a minute plus, and are we not going to make, like, I think I'm going to make that level 3 there, but it's not that far away. "30 seconds. I might have cut this too close. Come on, get across the line. Okay, good. Now you've got that one more lap to go. Oh, come on, finish it. Finish it. Whew. Yeah, I definitely cut that too close, and we didn't get anything from it, from the soft and qualifying. So, mistake, but fortunately it didn't cost me. We got to our level 3. Let's see about qualifying, and yeah, way behind the rest of the field. We're awesome. Yeah. You should be worried about the race weekend because I am too. It said good weather every day. Now we got rain in qualifying. I guess the good news is nobody gets a boost for that because nobody was ready for it. Okay, so we're looking at... And I don't know what the weather is going to do later. Okay. All we've got is medium tires, which we're not going to be able to use. At least not anytime soon. Gonna have to watch that weather closely, that's for sure. Ugh. 93%, but still a lot of work. Cornering. Good. Poor. Okay, so I wanna... That was great. Good. And great. So that's great. And that's great. I'd like to go in between on the acceleration and see if that does me anything. And then I've got to try to get this cornering down. I want to be about there. Let's see what this does. That can get me down a little bit, but then I've got to pull it back this way. Thing is, I think I would rather have the cornering be a little bit closer and the handling be a little bit off than, have excellent here and good there. If I can get this, because obviously I need to get that cornering as well as possible. So moving this does lower the cornering though. So if I move that all the way down there, and that just moves it back. So that doesn't help me really. Let's go to 2 and even. And I've got to decide what I'm willing to accept there. See. Let's try that for now. I want to knock this speed balance in, and then I think the cornering we're just going to be stuck with. We're not going to be able to be optimal on this track. I just don't think it's possible. What about you? Poor. Okay. And good. So I want to keep the handling where it is. And then we had okay. No, that was good. Okay and great on the speed. A little bit more acceleration and then... Yeah, I think, again, we've got to just accept the cornering. I don't know which way is better, but I'm just going to sort of accept the cornering being whatever it is and nail these two. And, again, we're going to have bad numbers here. We're going to be in the low 90s, but I think we're sort of at one of those limitations of the car situations. Okay, so let's get you both out there. And this is just a test out the car and see what the weather is going to do lap for both of you. Looks like the water is going to continue. We got some cars trying to stay out on softs, and I don't think that's going to get them anywhere. But maybe there won't be quite enough water. No, because by the time they get out there and start doing a lap, it's going to get wetter. Okay, but now we have it drying out later. Oh, no we don't. Rain's going to continue. Okay, we lost the handling a bit and went down to 92%. So that was excellent. Okay, I want a little bit more understeer. It looks like we get the understeer and then we... Yeah. I think I put it there, and then I just accept whatever this is. Low to mid-90s. And then with that kind of weather, there's not going to be hardly any grip anytime. I don't know if there's going to be a better situation for us to set a time. So just go ahead and go out and do it. Lahane, you're up a bit to 92%. I think we're at the 93, maybe 94 is the best we're going to be able to do here. First, let's just get Casino out there. Okay, and then let's check this. Yeah, the rain's going to continue. Okay, it's going to be about the same. Again, we're not going to have better conditions unless it dries out at the very end. Okay, so speed balance was good. And then okay. And then great. Great. This is great. That's only good. I don't know. I don't think we're going to improve that. I mean, I could try to go here. Let's just try that, see what it does. No, get back up. Good and good. Okay, well. Perfect and good. So that should be very nice for Lahane. And I guess I can take solace in the fact that Lahane's really the one that matters this time. You got a bunch of drivers trying to still be out on softs, or softs is their best time, or whatever. Casino at 6.7, going by a bunch. I mean, just the number of cars out there on softs, I just think is a big mistake. It is going to dry out. If we could get a lap in, I don't think we're going to be able to. Our timing of being out here. Okay, up to 8th. Wow, and Lehane on pace to potentially be first. And 5th. Okay, still 5th and 8th. Now the question is, can we come back in and switch tires fast enough? And I think it's almost certainly no for Lehane. Maybe Casino has a shot at it. But still, qualifying 5th and 9th be very nice for the race. .106, nope, not going to get around in time. There's no point in even trying. 94%, I don't think I'm going to do any better than that. Although, let's see. Casino, you... Yeah, what's the difference? Okay, just a hair more understeer, but then that would make this worse. I don't know that that's an improvement. I'm going to leave that where it is. And only 90% there. Okay, so I think we're going to use the 92% setup there, 92% and 94. Pretty much the worst I've ever accepted. But it does feel like it's a car limitation thing. Again, no matter what I do with this, I can't get it shifted. And what I would need is, frankly, I would need a driver that was possibly lighter. The driver's too much of the weight, so I can't get enough of the weight in the front of the car for this track. 5th and 9th, though, clearly our best qualifying showing ever. It gets us the money we need from the sponsor bonus. There's Oriola, 10.0 form in first. We got the lovely engine comment about KC Motor Group, Badger with an irritable bowel syndrome. And a couple people really impressed with our showing. So am I. I'm frankly shocked by it, but it's due to other teams screwing up their tire management. Goodness, and rain again. Oh, the forecast was wrong. That messes up my whole idea for the strategy. I'm not sure if it's for better or for worse. Okay, there's no sign of the rain letting up. And that's, those water levels are really in the wet territory, not the initial ones. But, after a few laps, that's in the wet territory. So I really think I want to go with wets. It'll hurt us at the beginning, so I won't want to crank the tires at the beginning. Just crank the fuel the first couple laps. Okay. And, boy, that's tough. But I'm going to go with medium and the race trim, not take on the engine expert. And, yeah, we're going to stick with that 94%. Go with wets. Standard fuel. Switch to the 92%. Wets. Standard fuel. And I'm really going to have to play it by ear now when I come in because of the weather. So I really want to watch that closely. And tire wear, we'll stick at neutral and won't be able to... Ooh, it's only 17. It's probably going to get warmer later. But no, I mean, pushing the tires to stay up with drivers that don't have... that are going to be on inters, the other drivers, almost certainly, not worth it. Let's just push the engine to do as much as we can. Yes. And yeah, look, inters, 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 inters. So we're going to get everybody else on inters. We're going to get beat initially, but I think we're going to have the advantage later. And if we don't, I'm going to look stupid. If we do, I'm going to look smart. So let's see. Lehane, 9th and 13th. How did we drop that far? Must have been a bunch of stuff happened at the end of qualifying. Anyway. Lehane down to 10th. And we're going to drop a bunch of positions here. We're just not going to sweat it. I'm more curious about what happens to those tires and how the weather develops. Early returns are that it's going to drop off. Yeah, it's dropping off a little bit there. So it looks like the rain stops after a while. Look at everybody just flying by. And okay, our tires are dropping. But for now, I'm going to go push. We're in the final two positions anyway. Everybody's accelerating away from us at the moment. It still favors enters. You know what? Why fry the engines in this point? Let's go medium. No, you don't. It's still going to rain, but the levels are going to come back down. And look, it's borderline, honestly, whether this is better for wets or inters. Because, again, they're going by us right now. They're accelerating away from us. But I don't think that lasts a super long time. Morbidelli under investigation. Oh, we've got causing a collision penalty. All that stuff going to help us. We look at Lehane, still fading compared to the drivers in front. But we're in Inter's territory on tires still. Now it's starting to inch up. And look at Lehane now gaining. Oh, no, not gaining, actually. Starting to gain now on Morbidelli, I think. It's close. And we're at least going to have a few laps here of the advantage. The question is, how much is that going to matter? Now we're up to soaked. And look at all these drivers coming in for wets. Look, practically ran into some people here. Casino. You know what? Let me go high with you here for a bit. See if you can get that spot. Yeah, other drivers coming in for wet. So it looks like we won that gambit. And the water level is going to go down, but it's going to go down to a level where it looks like wets are still potentially useful. And yay, Lehane locks up his tires. We've got to switch back to neutral now. I really think I want... It's risky in terms of crashing, but I want both drivers on high. Try to do what we can in this section. 11th and 14th in this chaotic mess, and everybody else has better tires than we do. But on the other hand, we're significantly ahead of these positions here. Like Lehane, almost 6 seconds up now on the sponsor objective position there of 10th, Coronel. So looks like we won and did the right thing. Yeah, and the water level now looks like it's eventually going to go down. So I think I want to push these tires. I'm not worried about conserving the tires because I'm eventually going to want to come back in for either dry tires or inters, depending on what that weather does. Lehane and Casino bracketing Tassie now, 13th and 15th. Which of course would be great finishing positions for us. Not that I expect to maintain them. And we lose the spot to Tassie, 14th and 15th. Switch to neutral on the tires for a bit. Less than 5 seconds up on 20th position. So it does look like the other drivers are superior to us here. Rain is still going to come, but it's going to slowly decrease the track. I think I don't want to go too crazy with the fuel because I don't know how much we can get back. We'll switch back to medium on those. Go push a bit more on the tires, especially with Lehane. Lehane locks up again. Awesome. Although not unexpected. We're pretty much at the peak wetness part of the track here. Yeah, okay, it is going to stop raining and drop out, and that's going to happen low 20s on laps, but our... boy... tires aren't going to last quite that long, I don't think. I think I'm going to switch to neutral for Lehane. Just let his tire temperature, yeah, switch to neutral for both cars. Just let their tire temperature, oh, Casino locks up, great. Let their tire temperature drop, and hopefully it's dropped enough for us to switch to a reasonable tire at the right time. I may even have to go conserve. Let's see how much we're using here. I think I want to stay medium neutral here for a while, and we're about 4 seconds now ahead of comp for that 20th spot. It is going to dry up just before the middle of the race. Another collision. Lehane in 14th, 3 seconds and change up. That's not a lot. Casino back to 17th. Looks like it's about 3% a lap that our tire is dropping. We can get about 8 more into the low 20s. We're probably not going to get quite that much, but yeah. Then we could, that would be I'd like to get a little bit further than that. But that would be about it. We're not really going to be able to. It would be about at the point where we'd want to switch to inters, if not dry tires. Okay, Lehane 16th. So I think that's what I want to do. Keep going medium neutral. Take a look at what's going to happen with our fuel as well. Lehane now, yeah, Casino all the way back down to 21st. Lehane is only 2 seconds ahead of Coronel. So we are very much in danger of not getting that sponsor bonus. Look at that, back to 18th. Fighting for 18th with Shedden, and gonna lose that spot. And I don't see any choice here but to continue doing this. Can probably afford to go high some. I'll go ahead and do that, but I really can't push the tires. Bunch of drivers going into the pits now. And they want to go, okay, they're switching to inters, which I don't think the track's going to be wet enough, long enough to justify that. So I think that's going to help us. The AI weakness with weather changes is really going to help us here, I think. Alright, I think we can afford to go up to, let's say, where are you at, 12th? Yeah, I think we can afford to go up to maybe close to a lap short on fuel with the way the fuel is going. And Inter's probably a little bit better right now. So, I mean, Lehane is up in 4th. That's not going to last long. And this is just really a mess. We're the only cars out left on wets. And I think we're going to want to come in a couple laps. So I'm going to go push here. Let's push with what's left. Because I think that once it gets below half, we'll be better off coming in. Such a hard call to make, and this is just a really weird race with all the pit stops and ins and outs, and we're in 6th and 8th. Everybody else has come in twice. We haven't come in at all. And I think we're winning that exchange, but I'm not entirely certain of it. We have fresher tires. They have tires that are better for the conditions. I think I want to go around one more. They're really starting to pass us now. We'll go around one more, and then we'll be in the pits while the track is drying out more, and hopefully it won't be too wet when we come out on mediums. And then everybody's going to pass us for a while, but then they'll have to pit for dry tires, and all of that back and forth can happen. The problem is I'm not going to be able to pit both drivers on the same lap, and once again I didn't think about that. Casino's going to suck, so I will have him stay out. I'm going to pit with Lehane. Okay, and by all intents, it's going to be dry for the rest of the race. So, yes, 38 laps to go. Mediums, and then perhaps a short stint of softs at the end. Maybe, maybe not. Boy, that's 11%'s a high risk. I'm gonna stick with safe. Whoa, yeah, okay, we're going crazy on the fuel. I meant to cut that off before this. And you go ahead and go neutral on the tires. Lehane goes in. And Casino's gonna definitely do two stops of mediums. And everything fine on that pit stop. And the weather is, it's cooler than I thought. Try to push the tires some, at least at first. It was supposed to be 26 on race day. Still no sign of anything but it getting dry. Yep, not gonna happen. Still quite a bit of water to be out there on those tires. But we avoided a changeover. It's hopefully going to eventually count for something. Switch back to neutral. Answer is the same for you. Look at that, 30-some seconds behind everybody else. Possibly should have come in for, you know, just split that up and come in for inters. Oh, good, yes, lock up your tires and destroy them, Lehane. That's what I wanted to see you do. Not at all. Down to damp. Pretty soon we're going to have the advantage, but I mean, we're still screwed if they come in right away. I mean, if, on the other hand, if we'd stopped, we would have fallen behind then too. It just feels like, you know, it was darned if we do and darned if we didn't kind of situation. Blue flag for Casino. Less than halfway through the race. I think maybe like 2 sets of inters could have been the best. I don't know. Lehane's about to be caught up here unless the track goes down in water fast enough. Yeah, we're losing time so fast right now. I think I just probably would have been better to go with 2 inters and wait till things were closer. We were closer to being dried. We're actually positive in fuel because we're not on the lead lap anymore. Yep, now everybody's coming in. So, I really needed to make another pit stop in there. Tried to just plow through, and that was a mistake. We were in trouble because of our pace anyway. We were well behind, you know, the pace of everybody else for this race, but you can see, like, out on soft tires ahead is Nagy in 20-some seconds. 32 seconds, excuse me. And Casino another 20-some behind. So I think what I definitely should have done is, like, split this up with 2 inters, and I just got to remember I can't go to dry tires until the track is pretty much almost dry. So, sort of outsmarted myself there. We're nearly a minute behind the closest competition. Thotimx Racing about to get ourselves thoroughly embarrassed for this race. And since that's the case, I think I'm just going to speed this up and just sort of get through it. And I do think we would have been in trouble anyway. But, you know, we had a period where wets were better for us, but we lost enough time during that early part where inters were better, and then the after the part, just matching the tires to the conditions was a lot more important than spending the time in the pit on this one. And I've still definitely got to get better at making that call. So I think that's where the failure was. "18 degrees, and even so, the medium's just very slowly losing temperature. And it would take some pretty serious nonsense ahead of us to get this race not into the disaster column. Over half a minute behind, despite having 2 less pit stops. And, you know, the setup for the car really played into this a lot. I mean, I think we were doomed with that from the beginning, but again, I don't know what I could have done about it. There just didn't seem to be a way to get enough weight forward without, like, lighter drivers or whatever. Lots of things conspiring against us. A race to learn from, and a race to just sort of stick in the books and be like, well, that was an experience, and move on. So I think around lap 38, I'm going to make another stop for both drivers. Grab more tires and do what we can. Boy, look at Casino just getting crushed. Lahane is still on the lead lap for the moment. At least I can pit them both at the same time because they're far enough ahead. They're far enough, you know, behind each other or whatever. I'll do that after this lap. And might as well go balanced because who cares if we get a mistake. Casino. Oh, switch back to neutral. for both drivers. Gotta wait for Casino to get around to the finish. Both drivers driving great right now, which doesn't matter. We're not going to get that sponsor bonus, but we're sure as shooting going to get the $250K for being in last place. No change in the upcoming weather. Lehane could still get back on the lead lap, but I don't see that happening for Casino. So I'm just going to put Casino on high. And yeah, let's speed through this last 15 or so. And even when we're out here on mediums, you know, behind other cars, we're still losing compared to them because of our low setup. So I don't think... Back to neutral. I don't think anything... Basically, I think we were going to get our butt kicked in this race anyway. Made it worse than I needed to. But it was going to be a disaster for us, no matter how you slice it. So we hate this track. We're not going to miss it, and the good news is we're not going to see it again, at least not for quite a while, because Black Sea is being replaced by Beijing, if you recall from the last little vote. Lehane's not going to get back on the lead lap. Fine, you go high too. A thorough butt-kicking embarrassment failure. We've been competitive the first few races. Not impressive. In the bottom half of the field. You know, we've gotten one driver past the sponsor bonus all 3 times. One driver in the top 20. This time, yeah, just a thorough, embarrassing butt kicking. We didn't belong on this track with the other teams today. Let's hope we can eventually make up for that down the road. Casino, alright, you switched to low to get some of that fuel back. I didn't realize you'd gone that far with it. More cars starting to pass Lehane. was down to 2.9 form. So the form just varying widely for the drivers today as well. Should be able to pop that back up to medium now. And yeah, no matter what we do, we're getting passed by other. We just suck. There is no other way around it. We just royally suck on this day. And let's go medium just so we don't get down too low. And pretty much just waiting for this race to mercifully end. Push for a bit there. Final laps of this abomination of a race. Certainly was. Can't argue with that at all. Giovinardi with the win for Mulsanne, who's very happy as they're trying to overtake Sebastian Loeb for the lead. Unless a bunch of people get caught cheating, no sponsor bonus for us in the race. We did make it in qualifying. And we got a drive-through penalty, another drive-through penalty, and a third drive-through penalty, but that's it. Thad Bjork gets the fastest lap and finishes 22nd. That's an impressive feat. And 3 cars don't finish on the lead lap. 2 of them are mine. Yuck. In the Drivers' Championship, everybody else has points except for us. And yeah, yuck, 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 and more yuck. Thankfully, nobody insulted our horrible effort. They should have. Well, we've got light-footed ultra-soft tires now for Lehane, so that's a thing. Disappointing race, to say the least. And the thing is, that only lasts a week, though, which is really not going to matter that much, because we can sign our sponsors towards the next race. Brillhart's stats going down, and ours did not improve. We basically have to have a good race for them to improve. Marketability almost completely gone. Just yuck all the way around. Hey, good job making money. Did something anyway. We were down low enough to get the Mercy rating. So that's a thing that happened. We've got a bunch more pit crew available. Got some nice tire ratings. So we will definitely be hiring some people in here. And hopefully improving our pit crew even that little bit more. But that was a yuck. So we'll be coming back for our den next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. And frankly, it can't get any worse than that. So hopefully we'll be vaguely competitive. And of course, the big key to that is going to be not having a ballast problem in the setup again. Coming back soon with more Motorsport Manager. See you.